Hey, well, we're back for episode, believe it or not, 10
10?
on the Chill Experience.
Wow.
Hmm.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I feel like I'm getting dialed in, honed in, wired in, and ready for a really great show today. So if you'll hit the subscribe button, we're looking forward to getting over 250 subscribers, and you could be one of them.
Oh, how nice.
How nice. So one of the things as we sit here and we ponder what we should be talking about to be able to enlighten our guests on the Chad and Jillco life is today I woke up and I go to the health club. And I go to a health club at a country club that has a little room of weights, machines, treadmill, elliptical, that type of thing. So it's really kind of a sleepy kind of place to work out.
It's not a big gym.
And what I like to do is to really get in the zone. It's kind of like, as I listened to Jason Dunn talk about Unlimited, a gentleman that could run 100 miles at a time, a couple times a month, and train for triathlons. I want to be like him. And we've talked about this pretty often, that I want to be more endurance athletic. And so I'm at the club today, and I'm about to do my workout, and I see the personal trainer on the phone with a tripod talking really loudly into the phone about something.
Was it a client?
I have no idea who she was talking to. I'm assuming it's a client because she's training a client.
Is it a member of the
virtual
club?
I didn't ask her any questions. I just know that it's really hard to concentrate when someone's talking really loud in your workout space, and you have on the app that I use for working out, and I have my headphones on listening to either my music or something, and this person's louder than that. And I sit there, week in and week out saying, this is ruining the experience, and I'm trying to train the brain to not focus on this, and I find it really hard. So the question to you is, what would you do?
Well, since I start my day a little different than you do, I start with a daily calm, a meditation for 10, 15 minutes. And specific to what you just said was in the last couple days talking about drowning out things. Why does our brain go to that place? Why, when you're reading a book on the train, does the person behind you decide they're going to hop on the phone and speak loud enough for everyone to hear? Why, when you're sitting in a coffee shop on your computer trying to get some work done, are there two people sitting and talking, above whatever level? So how do you train your brain to ignore that? Because we really also don't know what people are going through, although I am familiar with what you're talking about. So I'd say in this case, it needs to be addressed. So I think I would bring it to management because number one, if you're using our space that we're paying for to train people that aren't even members there, I think that's somewhat of a conflict of interest.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, yeah.
Or use another room, or just have your inside voice,
right,
and just be respectful of the fact that there's people there trying to work out,
right,
and your energy is getting in the way of healthy workouts because you, at this moment, seem to be the most important person in the room, and I just don't think that's fair, because the other side of it is I could just bring a speaker and start blasting it. I could turn the stereo on in the ceiling. And these are just the thoughts that are going through my head instead of doing more reps, doing another set, and thinking about how I could wake up and be my best self where I don't get in the way of conflict. But then on the other hand, this is something that 8 hours later I'm still thinking about.
So I wonder why our brains go to the annoyance place as opposed to what you got accomplished.
So we're going to do a couple things here. Number one, before we tell you how much I accomplished today, because I felt proud of myself, I was an accomplisher. But Jill, we're sitting at a very nice restaurant on Friday night, tell me, and the people next to us are
Oh.
celebrating their birthday. So,
I don't know what
and with that, they have some guest on their speakerphone
they were FaceTiming
that
with
was
somebody.
20 minutes of over enthusiastic FaceTiming at this nice restaurant where I think what I was going to say to you is we're having a really nice dialogue back and forth, back
With
and forth,
friends.
back and forth,
And
right?
we were with friends.
And then every time they yell, scream, or do something that changes the energy in a restaurant, you lose your train of thought. You now have to come back to it. When you're in the flow ourselves of having a nice time, I think that this whole speakerphone dynamic is something that needs to be addressed. So maybe somebody shifting to business ideas, maybe somebody could create some signs that we could hold up or show someone, like the person that's kicking your seat on an airplane.
Get off your fucking phone.
Well, that was a swear word. But what about
I think I'm
please get
allowed.
off your phone? Or what about please don't kick my seat? Or I am
Well, so go back to the dinner because they were actually on FaceTime and it's a very annoying, it hurts your ears type of sound.
right. It's not
Because-
a normal tonality sound.
Right.
It's coming out of a very small speaker on your phone sound.
So you're just hearing that annoyingness and they're talking as loud as they possibly can. And then their waiter, I don't know if he had any other tables because he spent a lot of time sitting at their table and he was speaking very loud. So yeah, the whole dynamic wasn't conducive to, that nice kind of evening. But I would say, do you practice what you preach? Because I do. I'm very aware of my surroundings and I try to be very kind and respectful of other people's spaces. So I don't speak loud and I'm not on my phone talking loud so everyone can hear me. In fact, I probably am whispering because I really don't want people to hear my business. And nobody really wants to hear my business.
I would agree with you that I will never be caught on speakerphone ever in public in front of people. Now, you're looking at me as if I did this wrong, so I'm going to challenge you to share with me when I've ever had it on speakerphone, ever, at a restaurant, on an airplane, in an environment
No,
where...
you're usually pretty good about it. But you're not perfect.
I'm going to go along with number one, I'm not perfect. If I was, I'd be able to run a marathon or to be able to do something that's more than 5 minutes in a row of something. So I'm working on extending my ability to...
Well, like to wrap up this whole dialogue about annoying people,
or
right?
annoying
When
things
you're
that
out,
people do.
annoying things that people do, correct. I would focus on, we don't know what they're dealing with, we don't know what they're going through. Is it okay though to ask somebody, could you like a little quieter?
Well, this is where I want to go with the business idea concept, because is it holding up a sign that says, can you please do whatever? Sometimes people are talking about their business and talking about their sales or talking about their stock trades or things like that. It's like not everybody here needs to know your business or what you're talking about.
Right.
And so as a business idea, is it flashcards? Is it postcards? Is it somehow we can transmit what we're thinking to them? I'm just curious, what's the right way to do it? Maybe the right way to do it is to just address them and say as nicely as we can without getting snapped at.
Excuse me, can you take it down
Can we
a
take
little
it
bit?
down a little bit? And
Now,
I think
some
that
people
they
may
do.
respond to say, oh, sorry. I know I
Right,
would.
I
I'd be like,
would.
oh my God, I'm sorry.
I'd be sorry.
But there are some people that could go into a rage. So we have to be careful. And we have to pick and choose our battles. It's happened to us in restaurants before,
Yeah.
if you remember.
So the next thing is we're trying to think of business ideas for people that are kind of just wanting to get started into the entrepreneurial space. And I saw a really cool one the other day. I was looking at, call it Pez dispensers. And if you look at the ones that are vintage without the feet, they sell for $50 to $300
For a Pez dispenser.
for a Pez dispenser.
I should have saved all mine.
If they didn't have feet, they're worth more money. And what I saw the other day was shifting from Pez dispensers is lighters.
Bic
and
lighters.
Bic lighters
That are-
in particular. And people created great design logo.
They wrap them with like
and they
a
wrap
graphic.
'em.
Yeah.
And then they sell them for more money. So I don't know what a Bic lighter runs, but I'm going to make it up with inflation that it's selling for $1.
I'm going to say it's more because everything's more.
Well, let's just think of simple math. The Bic lighter's $1. You wrap it, it's now worth $3.
Or 5. I mean, if you make it really cool, people spend money on things that are cool.
So
and
that's a nice business idea. So we're looking for more business ideas that we could share. So if anyone has any ideas, please put them in the comments.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Now, I was at lunch with a friend of mine. I'm going to give him a shout out, David Hochberg. And he had said...
Friend of ours. I like
a friend of ours.
Yeah.
And it goes back for a lot of years. And he's a social media savant and somebody that does mortgages and is really about helping people 7 days a week, making sure that with mortgages, which can be complicated, he does it the right way. But what he really liked about our podcast is that he feels like we're just having natural conversation about things that really resonate with people in society.
It's like a podcast about nothing.
Well,
it's like Seinfeld.
Which kills me because yesterday we were watching Seinfeld and we watched quite a few episodes while we laughed and enjoyed the interaction of nonsense that they have continuously.
Right. One of my favorite will always be one of my favorite top 3 shows of all time.
So, I was saying to Jill as we're sitting here, and Jill's like, well, what are we going to talk about today? I'm tired. And I don't know if anyone could look at Jill and think that she's tired because I see nothing but energy exuding from her today. But I think, and I'm not sure that we mentioned this on a previous podcast, but we had the chance to meet Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper.
Yes.
Where they were in Chicago.
Yes.
And for whatever reason, they invited us backstage. No, downstairs at the Chicago Theater.
Well, somehow I bought VIP tickets, which I didn't know I did.
Okay.
And then right before the show, it said, all right, so here's the procedure. You're going to do this, this, and this, and then you get to go meet and greet Andy and Anderson. And we did.
And they really took, I thought, like a lot of extra time.
Yes.
Wanting to get to know Jill.
And
because
Chad.
She is a big fan of 2 shows. Is it 60 Minutes with Anderson Cooper?
I do love, I'm going to have to say I'm actually boycotting CBS. I don't really watch that channel anymore for my own reasons.
Well, they're not my reasons.
No. And, but I am a fan of 60 Minutes. I just haven't really watched it a lot lately.
But we did watch it the other day, which reminded me of how great the work is that Anderson Cooper does and how he's communicating, because he was talking about the events and the follow-up to what happened in Israel with the kidnapping.
Yes, with the terrorist attack on October 7th.
Terrible, terrible. And so with that, we had the chance to meet Andy Cooper, who I guess...
Anderson Cooper and
Andy Cohen.
Andy Cohen.
And who I guess he created, is he the creator of the Housewives?
Yes. He created reality TV. I mean, the Real Housewives of Orange County, Beverly Hills, Miami, Atlanta, a bunch of other places, New Jersey, New York. Yeah, he's the brains behind that.
So, to me, he's a silly man.
Really?
He likes to drink. He drank a lot on stage. It was, can we finish a bottle of tequila? I noticed he didn't mix.
Yeah.
He was very fluid with his movements and with how he gyrated his arms and how he laughed. He always had a big smile.
Yeah.
I found that to be
nice
and enlightening.
Right.
And it carried forward in the Housewife series where he's hosting a bunch of people, 5 or 6 or 8 different shows, of people that are riddled in their life with nonsense.
Yes.
and conflict. And so when I'm at the health club this morning saying, what would the women of nonsense say or do if they were at a club where their space was being invaded?
Oh my God, it would be an episode of nonsense.
And they travel in groups of 6 or 8. And I think that they find or figure out ways to fight in every episode. There's never just pure love. It's constantly fighting amongst people that are supposedly friends.
It is TV. It is entertainment. And if there wasn't the bickering and the drama, the nonsense, would people actually still tune in? That would be the question.
Would you tune in?
Well, you know, I am not a fan of drama and nonsense in my own personal life. And anyone that tries to drop drama or chaos or nonsense into my life gets shown the door until they want to come back and maybe act a little bit different, shall we say.
Shall we say?
Shall we? So I think, and I do watch a few of the Housewives show, not all of them, and I think watching their drama is a good escape from my boring life.
Mm-hmm. And why do
I
you
don't have
feel
drama.
like Andy Cohen's life is not boring because he's an
He's a
anomaly
dad.
and a dad?
Yep, he has 2 kids.
It's becoming more boring.
I don't know if it's boring. I think what he's I mean, he came up with a genius idea.
And he implemented it.
Yeah.
And so that's the Housewives, that's Andy Cohen. And now what's happening is, so we're going to do a couple of episodes kind of on top of each other here a little bit, because we're going to be heading out to Colorado to see your youngest son,
Turning
who's turning 25
Yes. Yay.
in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're there, you've planned some activities.
Yes.
Do you want to share with me what those activities are going to be? So we leave
we're gonna golf,
and we're going to golf.
and we're gonna play pickle a couple
So we've never vacationed and played golf,
days.
but
No,
your
we
son's a
haven't.
golfer.
Right.
So we're going to golf
Right.
or
Play some
pretend like we
pickle.
golf. Pretend
And-
pickle.
We don't pretend pickle.
We're very serious pickle players
Yeah.
and very competitive.
And we'll be staying at the Broadmoor, which I'm looking forward to.
They sent us an invite based on the podcast. They're like, we would love to host you at the Broadmoor. We heard you're coming to Colorado, and would you like to enjoy a few days? And we have special room for you and access. So maybe what we'll do while we're there is we'll do
little
some
podcast.
reels while we're there from the Broadmoor. And thank you very much for including us in this experience. We appreciate you, the Broadmoor.
Yes, we do. And what else are we doing there? We're gonna have a nice dinner. We may go horseback riding.
Oh, which I would love, by the way. So I don't know if any of you horseback ride, but I do remember as a child, I used to know how to gallop. And the other day, I was actually dreaming